Okay, so boom, did y'all hear about that girl who was pregnant by her auntie husband? And she told everybody during family dinner on Christmas, on Jesus' birthday. So basically, the aunt was jealous of the niece, and she would always just throw little sly remarks, sly comments, like she was just real mean to her or whatever. And she was married to this dude, but the boy was younger than her. So she was the auntie that dated younger boys because none of the men her age wanted her. Okay, so fast forward, Amber comes out pregnant. Amber, right now at Christmas, Amber is like 6 months pregnant, okay? So Amber comes out pregnant, but the whole pregnancy, she's telling everybody she got real drunk one night. She had a one-night stand. She don't know who her baby daddy is. That's her story, and she's sticking to it. So Sarah and Alex came in. Everybody was actually shocked because why is he here? Because they have been like, their relationship have been, you could tell he was up to something, and everybody was able to see that he was cheating on her, but the person who was getting cheated on. But you know, a fish can't see the water, is swimming. So everybody was just sending prayers and hoping that she would see the light. The light said, it's okay, I'll find you. So later in the night, Sarah get a few drinks in her, and she like trying to come at Amber, and she like, you don't even know who your baby daddy is, and that's trashy, and I can't believe you, and yada yada yada. And Amber, I guess, snapped, and she was like, your husband is my baby daddy. Alex, do you have something you want to tell her? You know, she's always got to be more mad at the woman than the man. So all her attention, as soon as Amber said that, she went from being flabbergasted to stunned to speak to just going off. She cussing Amber out for like a good 3 minutes before Amber stand up, grab her stomach, and she rubbing it, and she like, if I were you, I would have a conversation with my husband. I mean, soon to be ex-husband. And she turn around and she walk outside. So after Amber basically told her, hang up on you, not in the mood, she had no choice but to turn her attention to Alex, right? So now she look at Alex, she's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I need you to start speaking. I need you to start speaking right now. And he stand up and he like, I don't know who the fuck you talking to. I've told you about that. I don't give a fuck if you older than me or not. You not my mama. And he like, I'm not doing this here. I'm not doing this on Christmas. I want to enjoy the holidays. I didn't even want this to happen here. I didn't want you to find out like this. But we need to let our emotions calm down before we can have a conversation. He trying to walk out, and he walk out the house, like, and she following him. She throwing stuff. She's like, you need to tell me. You need to talk to me right now. So he closed the door. So she run outside. He's standing there talking to Amber. Sarah instantly just take off on him. Bing, 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 bing. Amber daddy had to come outside and grab Sarah, who was his sister. Now he like, oh, you want to show out? You want to show out? You want to put your hands on me? Like, I wasn't going to say nothing. I told you I didn't want to do this here, but now I'm going to embarrass the fuck out of you. I am your soon-to-be ex-husband because I want a divorce. And I have the divorce papers in the glove compartment. So are you ready to sign them now? Amber, get in the car and go home. I'll be there later. My baby do not need to be around this. Y'all home together? Arrest him, Troy! And before Amber go get in the car, she turned to her and she go, and Titi, I do know who my baby daddy is. And she like, so now she tried to run up on her. So he stepped in between them. He like, you're not going to continue to disrespect the mother of my child. This is your wife. By this time, Sarah's mad and sad. So she's doing that crying, yelling, and she's like, you only have one home. We're married. You have one home. Your home is with me. He's like, that's not my home. That hasn't been my home for about 6 months. That's just been a place where I lay my head. I also think that we should look into selling the house. I have been having an apartment with Amber since she told me that she was pregnant. We're expecting our child, and I want our child to grow up in a 2-parent household. Sarah dropped to her knees and just started crying. And all you hear is one of Amber cousins in the background go, TT Sarah, stand up. I'm your wife. I'm your wife. And I want you to be my ex-wife. And she like, she take off on him again. So now, like, when she take off on him, like, he fall, right? So now Amber, she like didn't even really pull off that far, and she's seen, and she stopped the car. She get out, and she got a bat. She pop her trunk, and she get a bat out the trunk. So now she walking up, and she trying to swing on Sarah or whatever, right? So as she's swinging the bat, Alex ended up getting up and ended up grabbing the bat from Amber. As he grabbed that bat from Amber, Sarah slapped the fuck out of her. She deserved it. Like, Amber, you're going to hell. The slap was so loud, it like snapped everybody back into reality. And like the situation kind of like instantly calmed down because like, and she like, that's my niece and she pregnant by my husband. And y'all out here making it seem like I'm crazy. I don't give a what we got going on. You're pregnant by my husband. And everybody just looking at Alex get Amber, and he gonna put her in the car. And he in the passenger seat, he gets in the car with Amber, and they drive off to go to their home together. Okay, Amber had been gone for 30 minutes. Okay, when Sarah goes back in the house, Amber is on the phone with her daddy, who was Sarah's brother. And he got the phone on speaker, and he's sitting at the table with everybody, Granny, everybody, the other aunties, the cousins, right? And she like, is she not gonna tell y'all that she been fucking on his Uncle Don. Yeah, she been fucking uncle. Prior to this year, when Alex and Sarah's relationship started to get rocky, the year before that, they had a Christmas party. And at the Christmas party, Alex's Uncle Don, this is the first time Sarah's meeting him. Like, he just started coming back around the family because he just got out of jail. He did 20 years in jail for robberies, okay? So when he walks in, so all Sarah knows is that he has an uncle that just got out of prison, yada, 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 this, that, and the third. When Don comes in, Sarah realizes that's the love of her life from high school, her high school sweetheart. But he went to jail for 20 years and they lost contact. At the Christmas party, Sarah and Don ended up connecting just on some friend stuff. Like, she never told Alex that this was her high school sweetheart or whatever. Like, and that the only reason why they broke up is because he had a 20-year sentence. Like, ho, is this love after lockup? So boom, fast forward to the next year, like the beginning of January. Alex started noticing that Sarah was acting weird, and one night he was supposed to go to work, but he ended up getting off early. And he was just checking his cameras, and he seen that Sarah was just like in the garage on the phone. And when he turned the audio on, you can hear her on the phone with somebody, but you couldn't hear who she was on the phone with, okay? And like, she was just talking. They were on the phone. He sat and listened to them talk for like 2 hours. And when he finally got home, he was like, who you talking to? And she hung the phone up. And she was like, my cousin. And he let it go. He dropped it. So fast forward, he started checking the phone records and he realized that it's his Uncle Don. So when he had found this out, he went to the bar one night and got drunk. And that's when he said Amber, and they ended up having a one-night stand. So, and she got pregnant off the one-night stand. So come to find out, they let all this out on Christmas, and Alex ended up telling Amber, like, let this know on Christmas because Sarah is pregnant. But Don ended up calling Alex and telling him, like, I don't know if you know she pregnant or not, but she wanted me to go do a DNA test, and she don't know if it's my baby or your baby. Amber didn't find out she was pregnant from the one night stand with Alex until a couple months later. But he had already fell in love. So when she found out he was pregnant, he was like, there's no way I'm going to let you go. I love you. I'm going to have to just figure out how to divorce my wife. And that's when he started to tell Amber everything that was going on with his uncle. But he was telling her, like, I have not said anything to her because I don't give enough. So Amber was the only person that knew. But Alex had swore her to secrecy, like, do not tell anybody. And then once that they started around, she really couldn't tell nobody because she was Aunty husband. You know what? Family. I let the family in the house and the family my husband. So they basically were just having affairs at the exact same time. But Sarah ended up being too deep in with Don and realizing, like, he's really just got out of prison. There's some DNA tests that you could pay like $1,700 for to find out what the baby's DNA is before the baby even born. Okay, so she ended up paying for that, but she ended up taking Don with her instead of taking Alex because she didn't want her husband to know that she was pregnant and didn't know who her baby daddy was. I don't know how that worked. Like, is the DNA gonna match? Like, they're related. So before the results even came back, she had found out that Don was like robbing her, like taking money from her, like thousands of dollars at a time, right? And she had confronted him and he was like, I don't give a fuck what you're saying. You're gonna continue to give me money or I'm gonna tell my nephew what's going on. And Sarah was like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Like, you don't ruin my marriage. Like, why would you hurt your nephew like that? Sarah had to have thought sweet and thought that she was running and she had under control and everything figured out in her mind because Don literally said Uno reverse. Watch this. And she literally around and found out. As soon as she hit him with the Uno reverse, she hit him with the draw 4. I'm about to go send this baby back to God. My body, my choice. So that's what pissed Don off because she telling him this, like, I'll get rid of this baby. He was like, you know, I've always wanted a kid because he was locked up for half his life. Like, ain't no way you want a kid with somebody you been robbing blind. That's what made him call Alex and tell Alex that she was pregnant. Now, boom, she sends the baby back to God. The results come back. When the results come back, that baby was indeed Uncle Don baby. She also ended up signing the divorce papers. You better.
Getting pregnant by your auntie's husband is crazy. He's married. Why is he messing with the niece? I think that should be addressed more than anything else. Alex is the problem in this story. But the niece and the aunt's relationship wasn't good to begin with. I think there needs to be a group counseling session, or people just need to stop talking to each other. I don't know. I know family is everything to some people, but maybe when you're fighting your family over husbands and stuff, maybe just don't mess around with those people in your family no more. Put it in the comment section below. Do you want part 2?